Muzaffarnagar are obstructing justice. After all, the Congress is haunted by 1984. The BJP, some would say, have given themselves or their MLAs a clean chit in Muzaffarnagar. Sharad Pawar is now giving a clean chit to Narendra Modi, citing the courts, something that the BJP has been saying for a long time. How should we read Sharad Pawar's statement and the questions it throws up? Does it mean that the Congress is also in danger of losing one of its principal allies? Let's introduce our panel this evening. From the Congress, we're joined by Senior Leader Abhishek Singhvi. From the BJP, we're joined by Senior Leader Chandan Mitra. From Mumbai today, Majid Memon is joining us. He's a Member of Parliament with the Nationalist Congress Party, the NCP. Also joining us, representing the Akalis tonight on the program, is Naresh Gujral. From Lucknow tonight, Madhukar Jaitley, an advisor to the Samajwadi Party government in UP. And with me in the studio, H.S. Phoolka, not just a lawyer for the 1984 victims, but now a member of the Aam Aadmi Party. Abhishek Singhvi, has your own ally punctured your biggest campaign against Narendra Modi? What do you make of Mr. Pawar's clean chit?
Let me puncture that claim, Barkha, which has been made for a few days with our other opposition parties, by simply pointing out that both when Mr. Praful Patel and Mr. Sharad Pawar made the statement about Mr. Modi, in respect to which I officially disagreed from the podium as far as the Congress party is concerned, they simultaneously made the statement that the alliance is in no danger, that there is no problem with the alliance. And I said in the press briefing that this has been a very common noise or static you hear every time there are elections.
Do you agree with Mr. Pawar? Do you agree with Mr. Pawar?
Two in the central government.
Do you agree with Mr. Pawar?
No, I'm just making a distinction. The first point, Barkha, the first point I'm making is don't mix up the alliance. I'll come to the view in a minute. The alliance is intact. There doesn't appear to be any danger, however much people will be doing wishful thinking. Don't mix up the statement with the alliance.
Now on the statement.
There is, on the statement, I said as long as 3-4 days ago, yes, we disagree. We can agree to disagree. You can have a perception different. There is no clean chit. Let's be very clear. There is no affirmative clean chit. There are some cases in which an allegation was made that Mr. Modi is directly involved. That allegation was not found. That's the meaning, which is very clear on law and on fact. There is no clean chit. There is nothing by way of an acquittal or by way of a
So you don't agree with Mr. Pawar?
Certificate.
So you do not agree with Mr. Sharad Pawar, Mr. Praful Patel?
And lastly, Barkha, there is no, there is no agreement, and we must agree to disagree for the simple reason, according to us, yes, there can be closure, truth and reconciliation if there is genuine contrition. There is genuine apology. A, that is singularly missing from Mr. Modi. B, the one time he tried to do it, he did use the most inapposite analogy of a puppy.
You've made your points. Majid Memon, let me get you in before I take you to the BJP. Sharad Pawar, Praful Patel, this is no coincidence. Does your party, in a sense, now think that what the courts have said is the final word on Narendra Modi? Majid Memon.
Now, see, Barkha, let me first make it very clear that for the past more than 72 hours, or practically 96 hours, there has been a systematic conspiracy to float rumors which have no basis. And it began with the first sensitive or sensationalized information, which was wholly untrue, that Sharad Pawar met Narendra Modi a couple of days before.
But Mr. Pawar did give him a clean chit. Let's talk about the clean chit.
I'm coming to clean chit now. No, 1 minute, Barkha. Just give me a couple of minutes. I'll explain the entire position. See, this is what has started. And immediately thereafter, Praful Bhai made a statement that, well, if Supreme Court gives clean chit, we are nobody to question. Well, I want to elaborate on that and what Mr. Singhvi has now said. That in certain matters relating to certain allegations against Modi, be it Modi XYZ, our culture, our party's belief, our party's ideology does not permit us to question what has happened in the highest court of the land. If an SIT constituted by Supreme Court has said that Modi is not guilty for a certain thing, we have only affirmed that. Beyond that, we have not given him a total clean chit that Modi is a fine man. And secondly,
you're not saying he's a fine man. You're not saying he's a fine man. I think you clarified that. Chandan Mitra, So it's not as good as the BJP would want it to be, but it's not as good as the Congress would want it to be either. They're saying we've got to accept what the court says. We're not saying he's a fine man. Chandan, does that come as somewhat of a disappointment to you, the NCP clarification? And secondly, could you in the BJP be accused of giving your own MLAs a clean chit? Because what we're asking on the program today is that as every party doles out clean chits, what happens to justice for riots, whether it's 84, whether it's 2002, whether it's Muzaffarnagar? I bring this up because Mr. Modi was sharing the stage with two accused in the riots, Suresh Rana and Sangeet Som. So can you really moralize to the Congress about 1984? Can you really gloat about the NCP today, which you have every reason to, as long as Mr. Modi is sharing the stage with these two riot accused?
Well, let me talk about the NCP.
Yes.
Because I think you have suddenly broadened the scope of the question from what you began with.
Yes.
So I'll come to that part later.
Okay.
I think Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi and Mr. Majid Memon have ended up contradicting themselves and clearly revealing to the public at large that things are frightfully wrong with the alliance. Mr. Singhvi goes so far as to say that you can agree to disagree on certain things, and Mr. Narendra Modi is one of the things you can agree to disagree with. I thought this was the article of faith for the UPA, that people came together against Mr. Modi. They are fighting the election, saying Modi has to be stopped. Sonia Gandhi is using all kind of words to blame Mr. Modi. And here Mr. Singhvi says, no, we can agree to disagree on Mr. Modi from one of his principal allies.
That's a fair point.
Look, I mean, who is going to believe?
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. The NCP is certainly not saying. The NCP is certainly not saying what the Congress wants to hear. I agree with you. But now answer my question. Because I'm going to ask the Congress also about 1984 in a minute. But therefore, I'm asking you about Muzaffarnagar.
No, Muzaffarnagar, Barkha, I've clarified many times before. My other colleagues have done that. Some people are accused. That does not. I mean, their matter hasn't been moved to court.
But doesn't that apply to Mr. Modi? Mr. Modi was not even an accused.
No, Mr. He was not even an accused. But entire secular, quote unquote, secular media and secular parties made him not just an accused, but a person who's been hanged, quartered and fed to the dogs. You passed judgment on this long before anything had happened. But now a Supreme Court appointed SIT has given him a clean chit. So, the legal process has been gone through.
Yes.
Whereas in many other cases, it has not been gone through.
Abhishek,
so, I don't think the Muzaffarnagar case is at all similar, but let me complete. On the other hand, the Congress has repeatedly rewarded those who are known to be accused. They were made ministers, they were given tickets to contest elections.
You mean you mean people like HKL Bhagat, Jagdish Titler. You're obviously talking about people like Jagdish Titler and HKL Bhagat.
Yes, I'm talking about them who were subsequently rewarded.
Yes.
And now, even after 30 years, case is nowhere near closure.
Yes.
Even the Delhi government is now setting up another SIT.
Yes.
Previous commissions have not been able to function. And so the Congress has no leg to stand on when they talk about 2002 as against 2002.
I'm going to bring in 1984 in just a moment. But let's return to this notion of clean chits. Abhishek Singhvi, I'll let you come in, then Madhukar Jaitley, and then we turn our focus to 1984. Mr. Abhishek Singhvi.
I think, Barkha, I think that my friend Mr. Chandan Mitra is doing nothing except indulging in semantics. Obviously, the fact that everybody is clarified that the alliance is intact. He can't digest that.
But aren't you embarrassed? But Mr. Singhvi, aren't you embarrassed by your ally giving this clean chit to Mr. Modi?
Can I just?
Yes.
No. Can I just? All that I said was that we will agree to disagree on the way I interpret what should be a clean chit or genuine contrition. Actually, in front of your cameras, there is a far greater degree of convergence than divergence in what Mr. Majid Memon just now said. He is himself saying what I said, that all that the court has done is that the allegation against Mr. Modi has been held not proved through the SIT.
Okay.
And if that is what Mr. Majid Memon means, then of course we are at no variance at all. Now, third point I made was that Mr. Modi resolutely, unlike the Congress, each one of us at every channel, the Prime Minister 10 years ago, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, everyone has expressed unconditional regret, sorrow at the representative.
Well, Mr. Rahul Gandhi did not.
India in 84.
Mr. Rahul Gandhi did not. Mr. Rahul Gandhi did not. Mr. Rahul Gandhi did not.
Look, first of all, 1 minute, Barkha.
Let's stick to the legal position.
It is not necessary that each time you raise the issue, everybody you talk to should express the regret. He's the Prime Minister of the country and express the whole Congress party. But today, Mr. Modi, no, tell me, who in the BJP, including Mr. Modi, who ever has expressed anything amounting to genuine contrition? They don't answer that. 442 people.
Okay, I need to move on to Mr. Phoolka.
A large number of graveyards of political careers. A large number of graveyards of political careers on the 84 riots.
Okay.
From
Okay, Chandan, one line and then Mr. Phoolka. Chandan, one line, then Mr. Phoolka. Chandan, one line to that and then Mr. Phoolka, please.
No, I'm saying that is this a law in the country? The way he's trying to make it out? That he has not, there must be an apology? Fine, change the law, make it conditional, and then we'll see. Have you, Mr. Singhvi, expressed an apology for Hashimpura, for Bhagalpur, for some 1,200 riots that took place in Gujarat under Congress rule?
Okay,
have you done that?
Can I on this note,
apology?
Can I on this note take it to Mr. Phoolka? Mr. Phoolka, today you are here not just as lawyer for the 84 victims, you're now a member of a political party, the Aam Aadmi Party, which wants to reopen the SIT, through an SIT, the 84 riots. Today we have also had Gyani Zail Singh's daughter speaking for the first time, giving her account of what happened when the president, ex-president rather, tried to reach Mr. Rajiv Gandhi. Mr. Phoolka, when you hear Congress and BJP fighting like this, and you have NCP giving someone a clean chit, Congress giving itself a clean chit, BJP giving its MLAs a clean chit. What would you say today about 1984?
No, Barkha, will this country see a day when all parties come together and resolve that none of the cases, murders committed in a criminal violence would be allowed to be closed?
Yes, absolutely.
These are the murders which are not a blind murders. They happened in the broad daylight, whether it is Delhi or it is Gujarat or it is Muzaffarnagar. Now they need to be taken to a conclusion. Now these should not be allowed to be closed by the police, number one.
But
all
Mr.
the parties
Phoolka,
should resolve.
The Congress would also cite the procedure of law, just like the BJP has cited with 2002. So I want you to come in on that, on what exists today that you believe that the legal process should not be allowed to continue as it has, because that's exactly, in a sense, the argument being made by the NCP today. That legally 2002
there are two different things.
Yes.
One is the punishment to the guilty.
Yes.
That is different. Other is the responsibility of the government. Every government is responsible to protect its citizens. Now, if the government has failed, government owes an apology to the victim.
What do you make of the testimony we have got today for the first time from the president's daughter?
Now,
from Gyani Zail Singh's
that
daughter.
is right.
Yes.
She is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Now, I will show you some very astonishing facts here. Here I have a photograph of the car of the President of India.
Let's just zoom into it a little more
closer. Standing at the AIIMS hospital. The window pans of the President's car are broken.
Okay.
Now, President first, his cavalcade was attacked. His press secretary's car's window pans were broken on the way. President's car's window pans broken. He goes to the hospital. 20 minutes he is inside. After that, when he comes back, the second attack takes place. And in the second attack, here is the bodyguard of the President. His turban is taken off, and he has the head injuries. And Barkha, can one person believe that there is no FIR of this? President's cavalcade is attacked. Whole police force is present at that time in AIIMS. Once it goes in, 20 minutes back it comes out. Both the times there is an attack, and not even FIR of this. And by this, now first of all, this was the first Sikh attacked in Delhi. First Sikh attacked in Delhi.
It was Gyani Zail Singh.
Yes, the President of India. Why this? The Congress sent the three messages. One message, no Sikh is to be spared however high he is. Number one. Number two, the police is there. It's a silent spectator. Police will not tell you anything. You may do whatever you want. Number three, message to police, you will not interfere. If the police is not allowed to come and protect the President, then whom the police will go and protect?
Let me take this to Naresh Gujral before I take it to Abhishek Singhvi. Naresh Gujral, why then, as Mr. Phoolka was just asking me before the program started, are the Akalis opposing the decision by the Delhi government to set up an SIT? And what do you make of this testimony that has come from Gyani Zail Singh's daughter today? Mr. Phoolka says that Gyani Zail Singh was the first Sikh in Delhi to be attacked. Where does this fit in with the clean chit politics that is taking place after every riot? Naresh.
The first thing I want to clarify is that Akali Dal is not against an SIT.
Okay.
All we are saying is that this SIT should be under the supervision of the Supreme Court, the way it was done in Gujarat.
Okay.
Only then will we get somewhere.
Okay.
Second point, as far as Gyani Zail Singh is concerned, whatever his daughter has said today is absolutely true. He tried to reach out to the Home Minister, he tried to contact the Police Commissioner, he tried to contact the Lieutenant Governor. Nobody was available. They would not come on the phone. And I can tell you one thing. The next morning, when my father, Mr. I.K. Gujral, spoke to Gyani Zail Singh, he said, you go to the Home Minister because Home Minister is not taking my call. My father, accompanied by General Arora, Air Marshal Arjan Singh, Mr. Kuldeep Nair and a couple of other people went to see the Home Minister twice in 3 hours. They kept insisting that army be called out because the way the Sikhs were getting massacred outside and the way police was just being a helpless spectator, only army could control the situation.
Okay.
Now mind you, army was sitting in the Delhi cantonment. The infantry was sitting in the Delhi cantonment. But for 3 days, the Congress government refused to call the army out.
So
and finally, when they did call the army, they called the army from Meerut, so that it took another 12 hours for the army to reach Delhi.
Now, before I get the Congress to respond to this,
here is the basic point. Can I complete?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
The basic point is that both the Prime Minister and Mr. Rahul Gandhi tried to make the debate leading up to the election into a communal secular debate.
Yes.
Because they know that they have wrecked the Indian economy. They don't want to debate the real issues, which is the economy. But unfortunately, it's backfired on them.
Okay. May I get Madhukar Jaitley in, and then I'll take it to Abhishek Singhvi and I'll come back to Mr. Phoolka. Madhukar Jaitley, the Samajwadi Party is also guilty of clean chit politics. Your government has given yourself a clean chit for your entire handling of Muzaffarnagar, whereas your Minister Azam Khan, in charge of the area today, is more bothered about his missing buffaloes than about missing people. And that is the truth. No, that is the truth. Policeman action has been taken against policemen for missing buffaloes. It's farcical, sir.
Let me put the record straight. You see, the Supreme Court is already hearing the matter with regard to Muzaffarnagar. Nobody has given a clean chit to anybody. The matter has already been argued in the Supreme Court, and it is going to be further argued in the next date on the 5th of February.
But you all have given your own government a clean chit for the handling of Muzaffarnagar. The BJP then says you focused on Mr. Modi's handling of 2002. What about Akhilesh Yadav's handling?
Mr. Modi's Commission of Inquiry headed by Justice G.T. Nanavati has not yet submitted its report. Since 2002, it has been given 21 extensions. Can you believe?
But the SIT has submitted its report.
Months.
The SIT has submitted its report.
No. How does it SIT? No. But what has happened to the Justice Nanavati Commission, in which 3 judges have been changed? Justice K.G. Shah died in 2008. Then subsequently Justice Mehta was appointed, who was embroiled in the controversy, and there were sting operations upon him, and then finally Justice Nanavati.
Let me take that to Majid Memon. Majid Memon. One at a time, please. One at a time. Majid Memon. Madhukar Jaitley raises the point about the Justice Nanavati Commission. Was the NCP premature in giving the clean chit? Yes, Majid Memon. Go ahead.
No. We have not given him a clean chit in totality. We have not given him a character certificate. We have not praised Narendra Modi in any way.
See,
why do we
Mr.
make a mountain out of a mole? One minute, just 1 minute, 1 minute.
As the minister
please, 1 minute.
in the Gujarat Assembly.
Will you please permit me to complete my sentence?
Okay, let Mr. Memon speak, please. Mr. Jaitley, I think let him speak, please. Let him speak.
So what happened?
Hold on for a minute.
Let him speak, please. Okay.
Please
Majid
hold
Memon,
on for a
please.
minute.
I've got to start taking last comments
our
now.
Policy,
yes.
Barkha, our policy is extremely clear. NCP wants to convey it to every citizen in this country that whether it is 1984, whether it is Zail Singh's episode, whether it is 2002, whether it is 2013 Muzaffarnagar, every incident of riot, the culprits must be brought to book without exception and the victims must receive justice. We follow this. Beyond this, we don't want to see any politics out of these.
Okay, I've got 2 minutes left.
Please, I want to come in for a moment.
Okay, one sentence and Abhishek Singhvi. Madhukar Jaitley, go ahead. Madhukar Jaitley.
How does Mr. Modi, in all his speeches and his speeches in UP, say about UP farmers and the situation of the farmers when he himself is charging the highest?
Okay, that's a different debate. Mr. Jaitley, we are here to talk about riots and clean chits, so I'm going to get Abhishek Singhvi in. I'm going to get no, that's a separate debate. That's a separate debate. Abhishek Singhvi, very important points raised here by Mr. Phoolka. The fact of the matter is you can go on talking about how it's not a clean chit to Mr. Modi, but look at a 30-year-long case where the law has just dragged its feet. How does it matter whether the CBI gave a clean chit, for example, to Jagdish Titler or not, when that case had to be reopened, when the moral high ground is missing on 1984?
Look,
Abhishek.
We can... Look, what's the point? What's the point of repeating the same thing again and again, Barkha? We've got limited time.
Yeah.
I cannot.
You have done that with Narendra Modi all these 12 years.
No, but Chandan is saying that you've been repeating everything with Mr. Modi all these years.
I've got 2 minutes now.
Okay.
You asked me about Sikh riots.
1 minute.
I'm happy to talk about Mr. Narendra Modi if you want me to do that.
No, go ahead. 84.
I am answering a commonality of view from Mr. Phoolka, Mr. Gujral, Mr. Chandan Mitra, and you're not giving me enough time.
Okay,
now the point number 1, Barkha, is that I have unconditionally, unqualifiedly said that the most horrific incident for which the Congress holds no brief. Prime Minister Sonia Gandhi and the top Congress people have said so. But more importantly, we are having all these snippets coming all the time.
Yes.
Today, Yani Zail Singh's daughter says something.
Yes.
Tomorrow, X says something.
Yes.
Day after tomorrow, Y says something. I am asking you a question, Barkha. For 10 years since 84, or indeed 11 years, there have been non-Congress governments.
Yes.
We were very remiss, we were collusive, we were bad.
Yeah.
Why did not any of these persons get a conviction in those 10 years?
Let Naresh Gujral answer that.
Why did they not take this
let
Mr. Akali Dal, which is the strong supporter of BJP, was part of non-Congress situations for over 10 years.
Okay, fair question.
Forget us, we are bad.
Fair question.
But at least get a conviction, get a quietus or a closure. Go and hang Mr. XYZ.
Fair question. Naresh Gujral, 30 seconds. I've got to end and I'll give the last word to Mr. Phoolka. Naresh Gujral, why did you all do nothing when NDA was in power?
NDA, the moment it came to power, set up the Nanavati Commission.
It set up the commission.
Unfortunately, by the time Nanavati Commission gave its report, elections were 6 weeks away.
It was an extension of the 2002 Commission.
Okay, anyway, let him complete, please. Mr. Gujral?
The elections were 6 weeks away. So obviously they could not act upon the Nanavati report. Thereafter Congress came to power and they've been shielding their leaders who indulged in that mass murder ever since.
No.
Okay, I have to end.
Mr. Phoolka is sitting with you.
Phoolka, you get the last
word. Barkha.
Yeah.
89 VP Singh government, 96 Gowda government, 98 to 2004 BJP government.
7 months.
The word unfortunately
7 months you can't get anything done.
And they will convict us.
By the Congress.
Dr. Singhvi, if all governments failed, does it heal the wounds of the victims or does it sprinkle salt on the wounds of the victims? There is no justification for this, for God's sake.
Unlike Mr. Modi,
number two,
our grievances with the wounds are very grave.
Now
I have to end, Mr.
with the NDA government is Nanavati concluded his proceedings in 2002.
Yes.
What he was appointed for Gujarat, he went to Gujarat and did not submit the report for 3 years. Had he submitted his report in 2002, probably something had come out in that government. Number one.
Okay,
now, number
quickly.
two.
Exactly. Who appointed
number
him?
two.
Who
Wait.
I have to end now. I have to end.
Just in end.
I have
Now
to
the
end.
Supreme Court appoints the SIT only if the government is not appointing. In Gujarat, government did not appoint, therefore Supreme Court appointed. Now when the government of Delhi is prepared to appoint, now asking for the Supreme Court appointment, is it delaying the SIT? Not
so you will go ahead with the SIT. You will go ahead with the SIT.
Yes,
all right,
we'll
we leave it there.
SIT.
But the truth of the matter is, that politics
is appointed as a
politics has
on behalf of Gujarat government in the
I have to end it here, unfortunately. Abhishek Singhvi, Chandan Mitra, Naresh Gujral, Madhukar Jetli, Majid Memon and H.S. Phoolka. Thanks for joining us on the buck stops here. Whenever you talk about riots, it gets this heated. But think of the victims who in some cases more than 30 years later are still awaiting justice. That's it on the program tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night at 9 p.m.